You know, in the ridiculously fast-moving world of consumer electronics, innovation is just constant. But here's the big question. Is your commercial strategy actually keeping up? Today, we're going to dive into how the Route to Shopper methodology gives you a powerful new roadmap specifically for the unique challenges of this sector. Let's explore how this framework can bridge that critical gap between your strategy and what the shopper really experiences.
So what are we all about here at the Commercial Excellence Academy? Well, we are absolutely dedicated to helping organizations just like yours across consumer goods, services, and retail achieve real, meaningful commercial excellence. We do that by helping you connect deep insight, powerful influence, and just flawless execution, right where it matters most, at the point of purchase.
I want you to really think about that for a second. In a market that's defined by lightning-fast product cycles and incredibly complex shopper journeys, well, having a disconnected channel strategy is kind of like having a supercomputer with a dial-up modem. It just doesn't work, right? The complexity is only getting worse, and that's exactly what we're here to help you solve.
So, how do you navigate all this complexity? Well, you need a new commercial roadmap. In a high-stakes sector like consumer electronics, where people are making pretty significant investments, a structured, systematic approach isn't just a nice-to-have. It's absolutely essential if you want to win their business.
And that brings us to the core goal. The whole point of the Route to Shopper methodology is to bridge that gap we see all the time, the one between a brand's brilliant strategy, the one cooked up in a boardroom, and what the shopper actually goes through when they're standing in a store or clicking Add to Cart.
At the very heart of this methodology is this really cool dual framework. It's built on a principle we call strategic symmetry, and it's made of two parts that work in perfect harmony: guide and paths.
Now, what that really means is this. It's all about creating value that's built from the ground up, based on what the shopper actually wants, what they need, and how they make their decisions. This isn't about just pushing products out the door. It's about solving problems and creating great experiences for the shopper, hand in hand with your partners.
The easiest way to think about guide and paths is like two sides of the very same coin. Guide, that's the brand or the manufacturer's strategic roadmap. It answers the question, how do we as a brand win with shoppers? And then you have paths. That's the channel partners or the retailer's roadmap. It answers, okay, how do we execute that strategy and win with shoppers in our environment?
Let's break down guide from the brand side real quick. You've got G for growing the shopper base, pretty simple, getting more customers. U is for unlocking bigger baskets, so increasing how much they spend. I is for increasing purchase cycles, getting them to come back more often. D is for driving sustainable profits because growth has to be healthy. And E is for enabling cross-functional excellence, making sure everyone in your company is rowing in the same direction. See, it's a complete roadmap for the brand.
Now, for the other side of the coin, we have paths, the partner's playbook. P stands for presentation excellence, making sure things look great at the point of sale. A is for assortment optimization, having the right stuff on the shelf. T is for team engagement. You need knowledgeable, motivated staff. H is for holistic supplier integration, working together seamlessly. And S is for shopper insight application, using data to get better. You can already see how each of these steps perfectly mirrors the brand's goals back in Guide.
Okay, so these principles sound great, but they are universal. Their real magic, their real power gets unlocked when we apply them to a specific industry. I mean, the challenges for a new smartphone are just worlds apart from, say, a carton of milk, right?
So let's do exactly that. Let's make this stuff real and tangible. Let's see how this framework actually works in the world of high-tech gadgets, smart homes, and those giant TVs everyone wants.
Think about the last time you bought a big piece of tech. The journey is never a straight line, is it? It starts with tons of online research. Then you dive into expert reviews and see what people are saying online. Then comes that crucial hands-on demo, either in a store or digitally. Only then do you make the purchase. And it doesn't even stop there. The post-sale support is what decides if you're going to buy into their whole ecosystem. Guide and paths are designed to make sure you and your partners are perfectly aligned to win at every single one of these moments.
And these, right here, are the things that really influence a shopper's decision today. It's not just about the tech specs anymore. It's about how that tech fits into their life, the whole ecosystem. It's about whether they trust the brand, it's the quality of the demo from a knowledgeable expert, and the power of those online reviews. The Guide and Paths framework helps a brand and its partners work together to deliver excellence on every single one of these drivers. So we have these two powerful frameworks. But here's the secret sauce. They aren't designed to just run side by side. Their real power, their magic, comes from how they connect, creating this incredible synergy where the whole is so much greater than the sum of its parts.
Let me give you a perfect, concrete example of that mirror image idea. So, in the guide framework, a brand builds out its key account management plan for a huge retail partner. Well, that plan finds its perfect match in the paths framework, where the retailer has a solid process for joint business planning. The brand's strategic what connects directly to the partner's executional how. And this isn't just for big box stores. Think about how it works with a specialized installer, where your training plan lines up perfectly with their team's engagement process.
And this, right here, is the ultimate goal. This deliberate, structured alignment makes sure that the innovative features, the seamless ecosystem, and the premium experience that the brand wanted to deliver is exactly what the shopper actually sees, feels, and experiences at that final moment of truth.
But look, a great strategy on a PowerPoint slide is only as good as the results it delivers, right? This integrated approach isn't just theory. It is all about turning your intent into measurable commercial impact. This line really says it all. It's a practical system for turning those high-level strategic plans into real, tangible outcomes on the sales floor. And it doesn't matter if that floor is physical, digital, or even in a customer's living room during a custom install. It closes the loop between planning and performance.
For instance, when you align a brand's detailed product training with a retailer's team engagement standards, you could see a really significant lift in something as critical as how effective your in-store demos are. Now, of course, please keep in mind that any figures we show here are for illustrative and training purposes only, but they really do highlight the potential of a truly aligned approach.
This table just lays out the transformation so clearly. You move away from that old, siloed world of disconnected planning and inconsistent messaging, which always leads to missed opportunities, and instead, you create this system of joint business planning and perfect execution. And the result? It's what everybody wants. Mutual, sustainable growth for both the brand and its partners.
So, as we start to wrap up, I want us to shift gears a little bit, from me explaining the framework to a moment of reflection for you. Because, understanding these concepts is the first step, but actually applying them is what creates real change.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Think about your own teams, your partners, and your shoppers. Where are the gaps right now between what you intend and what really happens? How could a more structured, collaborative, and shopper-obsessed approach unlock new growth in your business?
Thanks for your engagement today. For more details on individual modules and for custom creation, do get in touch. Best wishes and goodbye from all of us at the Commercial Excellence Academy by Asbiverse Group.